Hello everyone, welcome back to the table. Now this is just going to be a short video that I'm putting together. This has actually come up as one of those YouTube comments, and I was like, yeah, let's talk about storage of your lock and load components. That's always a struggle for me for games. I mean, I've done baggies, I've done custom counter trays and counter trays. And this is what I'm doing right now for lock and load. I know some people use, you'll get boxes like this. The only problem is for me with a box like this, you might have enough pockets, but sometimes the pockets are just so deep that, you put one or two counters in and you just have so much wasted space because I can't, really control depth. Something like this, you have limited depth, but I don't know, for me, at least for this game, it's really kind of game dependent. These are what I'm using, some GMT counter trays right now for lock and load. And this is just Heroes of Normandy. And it's already like 5. So I'll just kind of show you what I got, or how I'm doing this. First though, I've seen several people now, they like to share what they're drinking. But I don't drink alcohol. So I went into the kitchen and found a nice sparkling fresh apple cider. I don't know who makes this. We got it from Aldi. Maybe Aldi makes it. But I'm going to have some of that while we talk. Ooh, nice. So, I don't know what you all are drinking when you play, but that's what I got today. Alright, now how do I got my stuff organized? Well, here's tray number 1. What I did here is I believe this is all of the admin markers I could find for the game. So I've got 2 trays with fire move. This has the assault move and low crawl, ops complete, and whatever the backside of ops complete. I've got a shake in, abandon, upper level or a melee marker, bunkers, some wire, mines and wire, acquiring for vehicles, then some of the I guess the occupation marker for for I don't know what they're called, but they're for the paragraphs in the books. Like if you see this, you activate paragraph 1. I've got a couple turn markers, rubble, fire for effect, stealth, smoke, wounded, wrecks. Here's the airplane and some gliders. And so this actually seemed to fit all of my admin markers just in one tray. So that's tray number 1. Tray number 2 starts what I guess I would call the basic Germans. Basic gray, Wehrmacht here, whatever they are. And it's got support weapons over here. Then I've got a couple empty little pockets that I could, if I need to, rearrange. But then of course I've separated out, like here's the 264s, here's the 164s. So by strength, so if I need a particular specific type of squad, I can just grab it from their pocket. Heroes and single man counters are up here, leaders are here. I got some of the support weapons, well, more like weapon teams I've got here. So a couple of the infantry guns, AT guns, the 88, there's a couple flaks, an anti-tank gun. The turrets, and I did put a tank over here, the Tiger. So I got Tiger here. That's because I got another tray here with more vehicles. So my Germans actually take up, give or take a couple pockets, about 2.5 trays. Because then I have another tray, and they've got some machine guns, some more weapon teams, half track. And then here it's got my SS, and then they even have a couple vehicles as well. They got some Stugs, and they've got turrets just for the SS units, support weapons for them, their leadership. And then we've got the Fallschirmjäger over here. So the Fallschirmjäger and SS pretty much take one tray on their own, which is cool. Just it's easy for me to find stuff, but again, that's now brought me up to 3 trays. Then I've got the not quite a half tray for the remaining German vehicles. So let's see, some sort of PZ-35S, which is a tank, Panzer IV-H, my Panzer IV-G, wait, Panzer V-G, so I got my Panthers right there, Jagdpanzer, half-track, Panzer III, the Martyr, and another Stug. Anyway, so there's some vehicles there for them. And then the British. So the British just happen to have enough pockets to go around that I could put all the British here then on the rest of this tray. So that fits. So the British are about a half tray. So that's that's 4 trays. Now for the Americans have a few of them. They occupy a tray and a half as well. But again, all the different types can fit into their own pocket. So like on one side I've got all the 82nd units, on one side I got all the 101st Airborne, then I've got their support weapons, some weapon teams, all kind of mixed together, and it all fit in one tray. But you know, again, that's a tray. And then the rest of the American equipment shows up over here. So then we've got their turrets and then some of their vehicles, and they each have their own pocket. And like I said, that's a half a tray right there. Now that's great. I mean, they're organized, but the problem is, as with all, you know, storage solutions, is it won't fit back in the original box. That's why I know a lot of people will use like baggies and things like that. They'll put all the infantry in a baggie. And that works because a lot of times you can just close the box right back up and then all your pieces and everything are right there. The problem for me is that's too much looking around for specific pieces for me, a little more than what I would enjoy. So that's why I like the tray. I can really sort it down to, you know, individual units and squad types, but at the cost of storing all the counters separate from the boxes. And that is a problem because I actually went on vacation once and I did this for fighting formations. I had all the counters separated in their respective trays, and that was several trays. And I was very proud of the time it took me to sort it out. And I went on vacation. I was going to play this game specifically with a friend of mine, and yeah, I forgot all the counter trays. That might not happen to everybody, but that happened to me, and it just really re-emphasized that I don't like the separate counter trays because you're going to forget something. So what I'd like to do is come up with a custom storage solution. I mean, here's one I did. This is for 65 by Flying Pig Games. And I want to do something like this for lock and load. I just have to get the motivation to sit down and do it because it takes time. These are not, for me at least, they're not easy to just slap together. It takes a lot of measuring and cutting. And because I'm not very artistic, stuff doesn't fit together always or look very pretty. But for 65 at least, I got a nice big tray for all the move fired marker. That's the most common. All of the infantry type units are down here. And then I've got all of the vehicles here. All the cards fit. In fact, I even put in here a little tray caddy so the cards can all fit here, and when you play, you know, one side is your draw and one side is a discard. You know, and it all just fits right back there, and then all the components fit in here as well. And I wouldn't be able to do this with a bunch of counter trays because it just stacks too high, but this really gives me some organizational depth. And then over here then is all the shake-in and ops complete markers. So I want to do something like this for lock and load, and I think I've seen that on like Board Game Geek, that some folks had done like little custom trays for that as well. So that's why I'm thinking about doing it. I just got to get the motivation. I have so many let's do projects that I sometimes overload myself. Probably the last thing is, I didn't mention this last time when I did the Rulebook 5 review for Lock and Load Tactical, but I am experimenting with camera layouts. Right now I got the camera kind of zoomed in. I wish I had a remote so I could point at the camera and adjust zoom without having to get up and down all the time. But right now I've just put the camera up on overhead. I used to run it on a tripod looking down on stuff, but I'm clumsy, so I'm always bumping the tripod, or if I bump the table a little bit, then you know you get a lot of camera shake. So I'm going to see how this works out. It just means probably a little more editing for me, because if I want to stop to look something up, I'm gonna have to stand up. So you're gonna get a lot of pictures of me standing and sitting depending on what we're doing. But if this works out, I might continue with this. It's just I kind of like having the camera low sometimes on the tripod, because then I could just easily get the camera to zoom on something that I wanted. Now I have to, it might not look any different for all of you, but for me, and I'm lazy, definitely means a lot more work. But I just hope that if I zoom in enough on the map, that you could see counters and everything, because I won't be able to zoom in as often as I used to. So hopefully this looks okay. Right now I'm kind of looking through the camera screen, and it's a really tiny screen, so I don't know how good this looks until I upload it. But that's just a couple things I got going on. So just kind of a hello conversational lock and load video. What I am going to do now is go ahead, stand up and pause this, and I'm going to set up for a scenario from the book. I've given some thought. I wasn't sure if I wanted to run one of the basic scenarios from the book, or inside, as was pointed out to me, there is actually a recommended beginner scenario for the Heroes of Normandy. It's a few scenarios in, but I think I want to give that a shot, because it has mostly a focus on infantry. It doesn't have a lot of special rules for me to try and forget. So I might try that, and then give that a play and see how it goes. So I will see you a little bit later on. Thanks for watching. Bye.